Welcome to another episode of IHF's A Day in the Life podcast, where we follow in the footsteps of a fellow volunteer from their conception into IHF to their present tasks leading into their future projects. From city to city, coast to coast, our IHF family knows no bounds. It spans the globe, featuring each unique volunteer over diverse time zones and languages. I'm this week's host, Athmar. I'm joined with my lovely co-host, my baby sister Salsa Bell, as well as Sinju, my friend, and Anikame. How are you all doing?
I'm doing spectacular. I mean, better now with you here, Athmar. Thank you so much. I'm very excited for this podcast.
Sinju, how are you doing?
Yes, good.
We have a special IHF guest all the way from the Jakarta Center, Abigail. Welcome, Abigail. How are you? What time is it in Indonesia right now?
Hi, it's like 10:49 p.m. in here. And hello, Atmar and everyone. I'm fine, thank you. How about you, Atmar? How are you doing?
I'm wonderful, thank you. I'm so glad that you're here. We've talked once before, actually with Kade, but it's wonderful just hearing you again.
Yeah, I remember it.
Yes. So I just wanted to start off the episode with your personal and professional journey into IHF, Abigail. How did you discover IHF? Was it a reference? Was it by accident? Was it destiny?
Well, if thank you for the question. If I may be honest, I think it's a destiny. So I have doing organization in my college year, and it's about education children. And in my seventh semester, I got the internship project. I must do project for my college thing. And when I search in Indorelawan, it's the website that for applying for volunteer in Indonesia. And then I look at the global leadership development program, and I apply to it. And when I ask, they can't give me the internship that I need to complete my tasks in my college. And so I'm doing this GLD program in Jakarta, also in my internship in IHF, like that.
Wow, so interesting. And what did you study in college? Did it have to do with education or development?
No, not really. It's management in economic and business faculty. So yeah, it's just my passion to education about children, like that.
That's interesting. And have you been to the other centers in Indonesia, or was it the first time that you went to the Jakarta Center?
Yeah, it's first time I only do go to Jakarta Center, but I also communicate with Paman Denny, the one that contribute in our Medan Center. Also, I'm also searching for GLD for Bali because we haven't operated yet after COVID, like that.
Oh, that's so fascinating. And what drew you exactly into the GLD program? I know that it's also full time. Why did you choose that specific program over others?
Okay, because I have nothing to do because in my seventh semester in college, I just need to do my internship. So I want to help IHF more, and have the time and the power to do that. So I think full time will be great, and yeah, I'm doing full time until now.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Um, and how exactly did you get into volunteering? Is it the first time that you started volunteering with IHF, or have you always volunteered in your life?
Not really. But before it's organization, I didn't know. It's not really volunteering, but the organization is also for educate marginal children in my college in my faculty. I have this community for education children, so I do that. Also there are also a national organization about education, but for the college student I also do that. So yeah, I think I really into education and children, or whether it's organization or volunteer, like that.
That's super interesting. And just to be a bit more clear about your role in IHF, what is it exactly that you do? I know so many IHF volunteers do so many different tasks. So, what is your role as an IHF volunteer at the Jakarta Center?
Okay, thank you. So my role is the ad center. I am the ad center GLD. I have two roles. The first one is to the offline. The offline is I must go to the center every Saturday, and I organize the learning in the center. So we have the learning that we give the children for free. The marginal children, they register to art, and I also running the all the event in there. We have pass it on event, or for now we have iftar event, like in Sunday tomorrow, also like other event that related to Jakarta Center. I manage them, and also I interview the teacher that want to teach there. Usually the teacher is for one semester, so I interview them. I make sure they can commit minimum 3 months, and then also, yeah, I think all the operation things that needs to be done in Jakarta Center. And for the second task is the online task, where I lead the unit team. Primarily I lead the unit team, but I also do the first response for an interview for Indonesian people that want to volunteer in IHF. Also, in the media, I make newsletter, or and then like give there is some update about what program in Jakarta Center to upload in social media. So yeah, I just manage all the Jakarta Center activities. Also for the online, it's primarily do the union leading like that.
Wow, you do so much. I just do this, and I love how you say it so calmly. Just going, oh yeah, I just do a little bit of this. And but before all of that, when we'll get into more of your tasks and your responsibilities daily and how it changes. But before all of that, how do you start your day? Is there a moment of quiet, of contemplation, or do you just like to get the day started right away in the morning?
Okay, so it's for the daily basic, right? Like what I do for the daily.
Yeah, just in the morning before, maybe do you like to start your tasks right away? Do you like to look at your emails, or do you wake up in the morning, go for a walk, or how do you start your day out as soon as you wake up? You open your eyes. Do you get a
Yeah.
coffee to start the day?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So, I have a dog. His name is Joy. I give him the food, yeah, in the day, and then making coffee and starting to do the IHF task. I think just like that. Not really much to do.
How interesting. And is every single day different at the IHF Center, or what does a typical day look like? And what does a day off look like for you? So I know that you're super busy, so you probably have professional goals during the week. And then, for example, on a day that you are off, what do you do? How does Abigail relax?
Okay, because the center just operate in Saturday, so in the weekdays I don't really have to go to the center. Sometimes it just if I have a call and you need to go to center to do this and this, so I go to the center in the weekdays. But usually I don't go to the center. I just do the online task here, and I think many people help me. There are Kak Ade, Kak Shiva, Kak Ika, Kak Sandy, the part-time GLD, and also Kak Viani from Jakarta Center. So I don't really feel like burden me so much. It's like we're working together, and I'm really happy for what I doing, everything I doing in IHL like that.
Beautiful. I love to hear that. A family. And then on your day off, what do you do? Do you do hobbies? Is there a specific sport or dance that you love to unwind with? Do you have other pursuits? Do you like to meet with friends? What exactly does that consist of?
Okay. I doing my research in for my thesis in bachelor, because now I'm the eighth semester. So I think in my free time I'm doing that, or just something like I like to sport. I don't know what is exactly in English, but it's like punching and punching. So yeah, I like that sport. Also, yeah.
Like to punch.
Yeah, I
Boxing?
punch. Uh, I don't know. I don't know, but there's something that I can punch, and I like punching. that thing. But I don't know the sport. Okay,
That sounds
so
fun. Yeah, that's good.
thank you. Can we talk like two-way? I also want to know about what your favorite sport, because it's just popping in my mind to ask you that, or should we just continue?
No, sure, absolutely. I love to dance actually. I'm into
Wow.
aerial dance. Yes, I love dancing. I think it's beautiful. I think it teaches you grace and discipline. But it's
Mhm.
also very creative. So I think it's
Yeah, yeah.
beautiful. It keeps you physically healthy, but you're also happy and content to kind of create. How
Mhm.
about you, Sinju or Salsabel? What do you guys do?
Well, coming from a fellow student as well, Abigail, I understand you about even in your spare time, you're still researching or doing work. I'm currently in my last year of a graduate degree.
Oh,
And so when I have free time as well, just today, for example, I do love to cook as a relaxing measure, but for sports, I love to run. I love running so much. It's like a love-hate relationship because you get injured a lot, but it's really, really fun. You feel like, you feel like you're almost flying. It's just very relaxing to me. I love to run so much. So yeah, I think that when you're busy, whether you're working or you're a student, you always need those a little bit of time off,
yeah.
a time
Yeah.
away from work, time away from all your tasks, and just to have your brain be a little empty for just a little while with some fun hobbies, speaking to friends. So I do think that IHF work and non-IHF work is incredibly important, but I do really think it's important to prioritize mental health as well, to tell us that we need to just take a step back as well. So it's very interesting. You like to punch things to maybe vent out your frustration. This is for this paper. This is for this grade. You're imagining maybe some fellow students or professors. And how about you, Sinju? Maybe is there something that you like to do in your spare time?
Oh, yeah, this is one of the problem that I am thinking about recently because I found that after so many years of study, I really hard to relax, and I just let all the work and study occupy my time. So even if I'm relaxing, for example, I'm reading some books, I also want to get something to from that thing instead of just relax. For example, when I read a book, I just think whether it will be helpful for my study or my research. That is quite annoying. That means I can't really relax myself. So now I'm trying to just do something for fun and like talking to friends and just walking in the city and to make me feel better.
Yes, that's very important. I think even for all of us here, I'm in France right now, and it's been a cold, hard winter, and I think it's almost spring, so the days are getting brighter and lighter, and I love to go on walks. I love to kind of free my mind and everything, because like you said, I think sometimes it can be overwhelming when you have so many things to do. So to have a very balanced work personal life, kind of thing going, it can be complicated because, like you said, sometimes you're only thinking about work or you're only thinking about something else, and so you can't even enjoy what you have in the present moment.
Yeah, I agree. And I agree. I mean, I agree on both points as well. And I get you. I'm currently not reading any books at the moment for pleasure. I'm just focusing on my readings for school. And so I feel like I'm not enjoying myself sometimes to the most. And so I do find a lot of fulfillment in IHF work, which is great. So sometimes I take a break from my schooling to focus on IHF work. But it's just sometimes it gets to be too much. And I constantly need to remind myself to stay organized. My sister is my inspiration for having an agenda, having checklists. And so I'm curious, Abigail, because you have so much work to do constantly, how do you keep yourself organized? How do you make sure that you're able to to balance all of this between your research and between IHF work? Do you keep checklists? Do you have little calendars on your phone or your computer, and maybe little checklists to make sure that you're on task?
Okay, thank you. To be honest, I don't really know either. Why I can do this. So
Superwoman, wow.
So yeah, maybe in the morning I do some checklist what I must do for the day, but sometimes there's also another task that I must do in the day. So yeah, sometimes it's not I check all the list in a day because I must do something that more important like that. So not really organized, but I'm trying to to do my best to organize things like that.
Wow, you're courageous. I can't do that. I'm the type of person that kind of starts to daydream if I don't have things to remind me that I have, you know, fulfillments. So I'm the type of person who has a lot of alarm clocks, and just like every couple hours, they will go off reminding me to do something. Otherwise, I'll start thinking, I'll start, daydreaming, and then after that, I forget that I have to be somewhere or do something. Especially with IHF, I've become also a little bit more organized to make sure that even on my agenda, I have the times written down. Otherwise, sometimes I will plan things, and then after that, before you know it, I forget, what I have to do.
And speaking of important times, um, I was just thinking about one of the most important times during the day is meal times as well. And we do know that right now it's Ramadan, so Ramadan Mubarak to everyone, to all our listeners. Um, but you mentioned like the iftar event as well. Do you eat together during certain times, certain volunteers, or I know that you perhaps don't see each other all the time at the center. And I was curious about meals, maybe before. Do you prepare meals during the day? Do you, eat in the morning usually? Perhaps have lunch, prepare meals with fellow volunteers, or eat together? How do meal times typically go at the Jakarta Center?
Okay, thank you. For the Jakarta Center itself, because as I say before, the Jakarta is only operate in Saturday, so we don't really have a meal together. But sometimes we operate at 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. Every Saturday, and Kade always give us some food. So sometimes the volunteers in the group just talking and eating the things that Kade gave to us. So that's the meal in Jakarta Center. And for the iftar itself, we for this month we have three event for iftar. The first one is, so we like partnership for with other organizations. So during this Ramadan, and because the majoritas from Indonesia is Muslim, so we have a big event to this kind of event. So like we have three event. The first one is we partnership with the Class Cabin, the other NGO, also the US Embassy, and they get us the meal, so we don't like prepare it. We just go to the at America in Indonesia in Pacific Place in Jakarta, and then we take a meal together there. And then the second that we will do in Sunday, we will buy the meal and we will eat it together in the center in IHF Jakarta Center. And the third, it's going to happen in Wednesday, 19 March, and it's partnership with Infinix, also HOK, some of the brand, and then they will give us the food also. So we just need to like accept the food and eat together in the center like that.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. And I have another question. I love food. I love cooking. Like my sister even stated, we love to cook here. And what foods do you serve? So, what would be on a typical Indonesian table? And especially for those dinners, do you know what they serve? So that way we can also kind of maybe do some research into Indonesian cuisine.
Okay, so I don't really know what is the name in English, but it's like it's something fried. Indonesia really like to fried thing. Like we fried
Yeah, I know.
just like put it in the oil and then yeah we eat it. So it's like the fried thing. I don't know in English. It's just like yeah the fried
Yeah,
thing.
fried. Yeah. Like even I don't know what they're called. Yeah, I don't have the names, but I know what you talk about. There's a lot of like kind of street foods that are
Yeah,
also
yeah,
yeah.
true. We we
Yeah,
we usually eat that street food in the IHF every Saturday.
that sounds delicious. I heard also for tea, I'm not sure if it's the same in Indonesia, but I had a Malaysian friend who was talking about the way that tea was served. There's a lot of tea with condensed milk, so it tends to be very sweet.
Yeah. It's named milk tea, so it's the tea with condensed. I think it's not really tea. It's sugar, but everybody loves sweet things, so it's
I know.
many people drink it here. So in your place they don't drink that the tea and the milk, the condensed milk.
It depends on what you mean. Condensed milk, no.
Mm-hmm.
The British type of drinking tea is with like a splash of cream or a splash of milk in
Oh.
regular tea. They do put sugar, they put a lot of sugar, but the condensed milk in tea, that I
Mhm.
believe is only Southeast Asian. I think it's Indonesian or Malaysian. I've never heard that in other countries. Sounds
Yeah,
delicious, but very sweet. Yeah.
yeah. For me, it's too sweet, but I think many Indonesian like sweet thing, and there also Thai milk tea. It's different. The taste is different between the regular milk tea and the Thai milk tea. Sometimes you have to try the Thai milk tea. It's I like it better than the regular milk tea.
Yeah, I think we've tried a few different variations of milk tea. I mean, boba got very, very popular, I mean, around the world, but especially here as well. You can find so many different boba shops. And I think they add, I believe it's half and half rather than condensed milk. I too, I'm not a huge fan of sweet things, especially sweet drinks. So I think condensed milk would be a bit too sweet for me. I would love to try it though. And yeah, I agree. Indonesia seems to be so diverse in its cuisine. I love the sweet and savory mix. And so I know you guys do a lot of things with satay and peanut and a bunch of different stews and your salads. So, I mean, hopefully we'll get a chance to go to Indonesian. When we do, we'll just eat as much as we can, have sugar rushes, and yeah, and just enjoy ourselves. And speaking of enjoying ourselves, I know that you mentioned that you interact with kids quite a lot during the center. Were there any maybe funny moments or moments that hit you hard maybe? I remember we talked to an IHF volunteer that was working at the Nakuru Center in Kenya, and he said there was a kid that was going to a very important event and he had to miss IHF classes. But he was so sad about that that he rearranged for the very important event to be pushed in order to show up at the center so he could still attend the classes. And it just really hit him very hard to say that these children they value education at another level. And there's also been fun stories as well with kids just being very hilarious kids. So is there maybe a story that you could share with us about maybe one of the kids, something that they said, something that they did? I'm just curious to see maybe how it changes in Indonesia.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so maybe I will talk about the first and second grade of elementary school. So, some of them haven't have cannot read yet, or it's still so slow in reading. But they really exciting to read a book. I myself is like to reading a book. So in IHF Jakarta we have the bookshelf full of book, and sometimes while waiting for the classes I read the book, and the children will approach me and like, what is this, what is this, and then I like, oh, this is this many times we talk about birth, because some of the children that a little bit chatty, she like a bird, so I talk to them about bird, and the other friends will come and, oh, how about this, how about this, how about this, tell me more about bird. And then I was like, okay. Sometimes I don't know what I must say again about bird, because I already say all of thing about bird. So I like, okay, how about fish? And then, like, so we talk
They
about
like the
fish.
birds.
Yeah, they like bird
Yeah.
a lot. And sometimes talk about fish and animal, and I like really happy because the children is excited to learn. Well, they are the first and second grade elementary school that have difficulties in reading, but they have the excitement to study very well, and I really applaud them for that, like that, maybe like that.
Yeah, that's I love that. And I admire that childlike curiosity that I feel that we've lost as we get older. I mean, I like you said, I also love to read. I think but we just think, oh, reading is a small hobby that we do on the side. And kids are very excited to read. They love books, they love to learn, they love to look at the pictures or learn new words. So I think it's really wonderful. And they do get hyper fixated sometimes on one particular subject, and they just talk about it all the time. I remember one 10-year-old that I was talking to at one camp that I was working at in another country, and he loved Star Wars, and he was just talking about Star Wars all the time. And I mean, it was fine. I at a certain point I didn't know what to say, so I just nodded, smiled. But he just really loved it, and you could see the excitement that they have about stuff. And sometimes we lose that, lose this learning and curiosity. But I'm wondering if through IHF you were able to learn certain skills yourself. Was there something that you took from IHF that you'll maybe use in your personal life, or you continue to use in your day-to-day life?
Okay, thank you. So I think the most significant skill that I got is my English. So for the first time when I interview, my English is doesn't really don't really good for, and now it's getting better, but need improvement also. When I'm interviewing with Ma Carol, I like, huh, Ma, can you repeat? Huh? Like I don't. I don't understand anything what she said. But she's really kind and helped me, like explain to me with a lower yeah, she explained it to me, and now I like can communicate with English, and I think I'm really happy and thankful for IHF for doing that. And the other skill maybe the organizing the center, because when I join organization in my college year, I don't really organizing the center, but only the children, and also the the other student that joined the organization. But now I like organizing the teacher, the children, the administrators, the media. So I really learn a lot of things, not only in leadership, but also like the practical way to do things for organizing a center like that.
That's very true. That's very true. And how would you encourage people to join IHF in terms of volunteering and like the skills that you've mentioned that you've acquired? How would you, maybe kind of advertise IHF even in Indonesia? Maybe there's some people who are a little hesitant. Maybe there's some people who've never had experience. How would you kind of belay that?
Okay, so for Indonesia, people applying for Indorelawan, we are open recruitment in website name Indorelawan, and people will apply to IHF. So I think we just searching for the best position that the person can do. Maybe she doesn't really good at English, and she want to be teacher, so we tend them to be the teacher. And when she like Like she don't know what to do, we can explain. And also, yeah, I think the very important thing that we can do is to explain, inform. I think information is really the best thing that we can do for people, so they feel more relaxed and more enjoyable to do what they do. I think like that.
Interesting. Yes, absolutely. And how would you and if that is the case or not, but do you see yourself with IHF in the future, either as a volunteer or as a kind of like a teacher or a manager?
Yeah, because I will done my thesis, so I think I will focus on that. But in the future, if I can be a teacher, I would love to teach the children, especially when I know they have the excitement of studying, so I want to be the teacher that make them more exciting to learning, especially in IHF.
Is there something you wish maybe you knew before starting IHF? You said that you learned a lot of skills, but um is there something that you would have maybe given advice to your younger self before joining IHF, on steps to do? Maybe in the beginning, was it a little tough or a little difficult, or was it more of an easy transition to become an IHF volunteer?
Yeah, it's a little bit hard in first time, because it's my first time also experience in multicultural team in IHF, and I learn a lot. For the advice for myself, I think I will do, you doing great. Just do your best every day, so you can learn new thing. Don't afraid to learn, and if you don't afraid to learn, you definitely can do that. I think like just like that.
I love the positivity. Yes, of course. I think we need to remind ourselves to be kind to ourselves as well. Sometimes, even if it's tough at the beginning, you got this. It's okay. Even if it's hard, you can go on. And oh, you said that you work with a multicultural team. Are there different nationalities? Are there different backgrounds for all of the volunteers?
Yeah, in IHF we have people from all over the world, in Nigeria, Kenya, California, and I lead the union team, and some of them are from there. So yeah, it's a multicultural team.
But at the online, but at the center, are they also multicultural at the center as well in Jakarta?
Oh, no, no. In
Oh, okay.
Jakarta, it's only, but we are reopening the volunteers program. Maybe I want to talk that a little bit in here. So, hello, listeners. We are we are opening the volunteers program, where the people for foreign people can come to the center, staying in the center, and also like teaching children in the center for like 1 month, but they must they because it's a volunteerist, so they will pay some money to live in the center like that. And yeah, we can give them the accommodation, also the food, and stay for 1 month in Jakarta center like that. Thank you.
Oh, that's very interesting. Yeah, both my sister and I originally wanted to go to the Jakarta Center to also experience some of the practical skills of the GLD program. But unfortunately, due to some issues with paperwork and visas and everything, unfortunately bureaucracy, we were not able to do that right now. So hopefully, maybe in the future, we were planning on maybe doing a month or a couple months at maybe the Thailand Center and the Jakarta Center. But and we'll see how that goes, of course. But one of the other the questions that I had as well for you, Abigail, is where exactly are you from in Indonesia? And how was it going to the center? Are you from Jakarta?
Not really. I'm from Depok. And for going to the center, I need 1 hour's, yeah, 1 hour's way to the centers, and 1 hour's way again to go home. So I using public transportation, LRT in Jakarta, and then continue with Gojek to the center like that.
And were there any shocks to you? I know there's not a cultural shock because it's still Indonesia, but was there a kind of a shock being in Jakarta, being in a big, bustling new city?
Um, Not really, because I also Depok, it's not really far from Jakarta, and I grew up there, so I know the culture in Jakarta. It's a busy city, and I don't really have the culture shock of that.
You seem to be a very busy person. You're doing so much, a lot. How do you keep from burning out, perhaps? And were there maybe any challenges in the past that you faced, and then you've had to maybe overcome by maybe getting creative or coming up with a solution?
Okay, thank you. So yeah, of course, we all feeling burnout sometimes, and when feeling burnout, sometimes I feel like from what I'm doing, I don't really think there a real result of what I'm doing, and sometimes I feel burnt out if I thinking about that. And I think the best solution for it is just walking. Walking is really shooting minds, and then we can like daydreaming. I also love daydreaming, and so when I walking, shooting mind, and daydreaming, I think it's it's making our mind is more relaxed, and we can more have a more fresh brain to do other things like that.
I absolutely agree. I think that's why creative activities are also very helpful. We mentioned obviously physical exercise through sports or dance or running or whatever it is, but it's true that even having, art, doing some daydreaming, reading, whatever it is, can relax yourself and can make you feel fulfilled and re-energized. And it's unfortunately coming to an end. And we kind of have a tradition in IHF, on many IHF podcasts, to share quotes or inspirational proverbs or words that we live by. And I was wondering if you had maybe a specific quote or, again, a proverb or saying that you love that you can share with us, that can keep us inspired.
Okay, thank you, Atmar. So for me, myself, my quote is tomorrow will be better. So if today I have the difficult task and I feel burnt out, or I feel demotivated, so I just thinking of myself. If I doing what should I do today, tomorrow will be better. Tomorrow I can feel the result of what I'm doing. Maybe I don't feel it right that today, but tomorrow I will feel more relief because I already done the task that I have to do yesterday. So I think tomorrow will be better, and doing the task in the day that we have to do it. It's really a good goal to make your life better.
That's absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. I absolutely agree. I think that we also look towards the future with hope and progression. And it's wonderful that all of us, even on this podcast, all of us volunteers, working with IHF, we have that hope in us. And I think that's why we are volunteers, because we truly look towards the future as a brighter future, especially when children are involved, especially when youth is involved. All of us are pretty young here as well. So I think that's wonderful that we just even feel that way, and we don't feel as jaded or unstable as a lot of people who constantly just complain, and they feel like that's it, that the world is coming to an end, and environment and politics and all of these things, which I absolutely agree there are issues, but the whole point is to have hope for the future. And with that, unfortunately, we do have to wrap up. And hopefully, maybe another time we can invite you to be on another podcast. That way, we can get to know each other a little bit better, Abigail. You sparked our curiosities, of course, and it has been a wonderful and enlightening episode with you. So I'm sending goodness, love, and gratefulness to all our listeners out there. And you'll hopefully hear us on the next episode. So stay tuned. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and have a great evening or great afternoon wherever you are in the world.